welcome to my channel. My name is Alice. I go by Hello Alice here on YouTube and I make art videos. So welcome to another video. It is Friday morning while I'm recording this voiceover because I'm just super great at getting things done on time. And I'm just hanging out and drinking some tea, and I was kind of trying to figure out like what I wanted to talk about for this video, and I decided to just kind of make it a little bit of a Friday morning, early morning little ramble because it's like 6 a.m. right now. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have some little morning art talks today. But yeah, so let's talk about the painting first. I'm doing a painting, like a watercolor painting. I know. How long has it been since we've seen me do like sit down and do like a real watercolor painting? I feel like it's been a hot minute here. I've been like a lot more into digital artwork recently. In fact, I've been doing so much digital work that like when I was sketching this, I kept trying to like zoom in, like pinch to zoom, like how you would on an iPad while I was trying to sketch it. And I was just like, Alice, like, this is like, I've always felt like it's so weird when you get that instinctive reaction to use like a hotkey or like a shortcut or something when you're doing something traditionally. Like, I think that's such a funny instinct that we have, because I know a lot of other digital artists have said they've done it with like Control Z. They're like instinctively go for the undo button. Sometimes I think to myself like, oh, I need to save. Like, no, I don't. It's a traditional painting. Like, there is no save, there is no undo, there is only paint. But I started out with this little sketch of this little girl, kind of just like sitting under mushrooms. I don't know, maybe she's a sprite or something. She doesn't have wings, so she's not a fairy, but she does have pointy ears. So I feel like she's a sprite or an elf, or maybe just like a mushroom guardian, mushroom spirit. I don't know. And then, I don't know, I was foreseeing a very neutral color palette, so that's why I went with, like, white mushrooms instead of, like, the, like, toadstool kind of, like, red and white Alice in Wonderland style. I wanted something that was a little bit more earthy, and I really wanted to use mixed medias, so I planned from the start on going in pretty heavily over this with colored pencil, and then I thought about maybe even like going over with some gouache, which I didn't end up doing, but I did end up adding gold Finetec paints as well at the end. So a lot of different supplies in here. I'm working on the B watercolor paper, the little I think they're like 6x9 or something like that, or no, I don't know, something like that, the little sheets that you can get. I am working on that, which I really like. I love having these little sheets around because they're perfect for like small little illustrations that, you know, you can put some time and some detail in, but they won't take too long because they're on the small side, which is nice. I kind of transferred it. I sketched on a different piece of paper, transferred it over to the watercolor paper using my light box, and then I just started painting and went back over with kind of line work afterwards. I kind of started with outlines and then went in when I did the colored pencil to define some more of the areas that needed the lines, and that's kind of the process that I used for this painting. I think the illustration came out pretty cute. It was like a struggle. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I feel like when you've been doing art for a while, you kind of start to recognize some of the cycles and the stages that your art goes through. And I tend to hit a stage where I feel like I can't draw anything. Like, when I'm trying to draw faces, they just feel, usually it'll be the face or the body. Usually it'll be one of the two. Like, it's very rarely both at the same time. But right now I'm especially struggling with the face and the facial features. It almost feels like I forgot how to draw a face, which is very strange because it's like I know how to draw a face. Like, I felt really good about the faces that I was drawing just a few months ago, and like the last month I've had a lot of inspiration in terms of ideas and like things that I want to create, but when I sit down to draw, it just feels off. And generally what that signals to me is I'm about to go through a period of improvement. Usually it means that my taste has changed and that I'm kind of starting to see some of the flaws in my previous work. And usually what happens is I struggle with stuff for a couple of months even, and then hopefully I will have a little bit of a breakthrough. I don't always, sometimes things get a little bit less hard, or in the case of shoulders, never stop being difficult. But yeah, I'm just kind of in this weird place right now where I feel like everything that I draw just feels like a fight, like it feels like a struggle, even though I have a lot of ideas and inspiration, which is like the very frustrating part. It's like I want to draw and I have all these ideas, and when I sit down to try to draw, it like never seems to come out the way that I want it to. I need some tea right now. Yum. But I'm just trying to like remember, like in the past, I've been through this multiple times before, and it was always followed by a period of improvement. So I don't know, I think that's important, is paying attention to your cycles in your art and in your process of like improvement. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I don't know if anyone else is dealing with that, where you have a bunch of ideas and a bunch of inspiration, but it just, you're having a hard time coordinating your hand. Like I stand and I draw, my hand's like, no, like does other weird things. I don't know, but like I said, I'm like semi-decently happy with this one. I still don't love the face. Like I still feel like the face is not quite up to par with like what I want it to be, but I was nice to sit down and do something traditional. Like I said, I've really been focusing on digital recently, and I think it's just like less cleanup and it's less permanent. Like digital is less permanent in the sense that like when I'm working on something like this, if I mess up, like there's not a lot of going back from that. Like there's ways to find solutions and creatively fix things, and I've done that all in the past before, but it's not quite the same as the undo button. And sometimes there's stuff that you just can't fix. Like sometimes you mess up and it's just not fixable. So maybe that's why I've been so drawn to digital art recently, is because my art has been going through this kind of weird growth pain, kind of style change. Maybe that's what this video should be called, is like growing pains, because I feel like that's where I'm at right now, is growing pains. Like I can tell that I'm gonna be growing, and that like this is good because it's causing me to push myself more and try to figure out like what the problem is and what it is about my style that's like throwing me off right now. It's causing me to experiment with different techniques and different styles, and like I've been really wanting to experiment with different styles. Like my iPad right now is filled with like a bunch of drawings in like completely different styles that I normally do, like big, like, you know, lots of angles and things like that. So I think it's like a good thing. So I guess that's just important to remember, but definitely going through some growing pains right now. So I do have another important announcement for you guys, which is that this is going to be my last Friday video for the foreseeable future. So don't worry, I'm not going to stop uploading videos on my channel, but I am going to switch the uploads to Saturdays. So right now I upload Fridays at 12 Mountain Standard Time, but from here on out, going forward, my videos will be uploaded on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the reason for that is, honestly, it's 6 a.m. on a Friday morning before work, and I'm up finishing this video. A lot of times my videos don't get quite done in time due to one circumstance or another. And I'm really kind of tired of just scrambling to finish them first thing in the morning before I have to go work for 8 hours. And even though my plan is to still try to get them done on Friday, it'll be nice to have kind of that Saturday wiggle room in case they're not quite done in time. Hopefully it will make things a little bit less stressful for me over here. And also, when I first did Friday uploads, it was because I was part of the YouTube Artist Collective, and whenever I uploaded with them, I didn't want to mess up my upload schedule. But I'm not part of the YouTube Artist Collective anymore, and I just kind of want to play around with my schedule and see if uploading on Saturdays would be a better day for me and for my viewers and things like that. So I figured we will give it a try. So look for me next Saturday. I hope you liked this little painting of the mushroom girl. I think she's really, really cute. I did scan this big enough to make prints, so some point in the future, I'm gonna set up some sort of print store. I kind of have a bunch of different things floating around, and I just need to commit to one thing. So keep an eye out for that in the future, because I'm hoping we'll get some stuff done in regards to prints, and this will definitely be one of them when I do. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Subscription boxes are broken again, so make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload, or just check back at my channel on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because that's when the next video will be going up. I love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed watching the process of this little mushroom girl, and I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Bye guys!